Hey guys, meteorologist Chris Tomer with this morning update. Let's take a look at the Northeast. Today's a powder day for sure. Killington, there's a live camera. North Ridge reporting 10 inches in 24 hours. The 48-hour total is up to 18 inches. With this storm system, you can see still snowing a little bit up there. Should be a great day for a lot of the resorts in the Northeast. Now, looking down the road, I've got 2 to 3 additional clipper storms with light accumulations through February 1st. So this was definitely the biggest storm. What will come next will be smaller. Let me show you my bullet points here for this morning. So out west, we're dealing with a fast northwest flow, and then the whole pattern, as I've been saying the last couple of days, is going to pivot to the south. Jet stream will drop south, colder air, snow will become much more widespread. So it's not just the northern tier of the Rockies, but then it becomes the central and southern Rockies as well, as we kind of go from 128, 29, 30, 31 into 2-1, and then we're in for a quiet period after that. In the Northeast, like I was saying, 2 to 3 clippers are in my forecast. Let me show you what this actually looks like on the water vapor satellite this morning. So here's the pattern. Let me mark the features. So you've got your low exiting out of the Northeast, big low right here. Everything's kind of rotating around it. There's a low up here. There's a high pressure somewhere right in here that is dominating, and what it's doing is it's sending the jet. So you've got your big trough here rolling up, northwest flow across the northern tier coming down, and then a big trough in the Northeast. So everything's coming up and around, and then there's this fast northwest flow. You can see the clouds running down, the moisture running down the northern tier. Montana, Idaho, Wyoming is in for big snow, starting around lunchtime, and then continuing for 24 hours. So into tomorrow. Big totals ahead. Even Big Sky will get a lot of snow out of this, and then all that snow slides down into the central and northern mountains of Colorado. So what will happen is this high is going to retrograde, and that's what's going to force the pivot. This whole area, this whole jet will drop south and deliver colder air and snow to a lot of the west, 128, 129, 130, and 131. All right, let me show you what the jet's going to look like. So this is Saturday 2-4. So we hit a quiet period late on 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, and probably 2-4. And you can kind of see the high pressure ridging there across a lot of the west with the jet arcing up to the north. Most of the moisture at this point is going to be running up into BC and Canada, Pacific Northwest, and kind of up and around the Rockies at this point, and dumping out as clippers in the Northeast, as fast moving storm systems with light snow for the Northeast. There's probably 2 or 3 of those that'll sort of follow this type of pattern. All right, let me show you what the forecast radar and satellite look like here. All right, so this is Friday morning at 6. Everything's coming down that fast northwest flow. Here the pattern starts to pivot. You can see it happening. Jet drops south. Snow begins in California, and then the low drops all the way down into the southern tier of the Rockies. There's Tuesday, and then there's Tuesday night. So it's a whole transition. Everything starts north, moves into the central Rockies, and then ends up in the southern Rockies, and then that moves away. And at this point, by the time we get into 2-1, the pattern really just favors the Pacific Northwest, BC, and Canada, with everything sort of going up and around in a drying pattern with high pressure across California by this time frame. Let me show you my numbers here. All right, so this is 26 all of today through the 28th. That northwest flow will dominate. A couple of feet up there in the Tetons. Big Sky looks good. Discovery, Bridger Bowl, Snow Bowl, all those places are going to get great totals out of this. And that drops straight south into especially the northern mountains of Colorado. Steamboat, Buff Pass, Cameron Pass are in for some big totals here over the next few days. So that runs through the 28th. Let me show you what it looks like 29 through 2-4. So some leftover decent totals in Colorado, another 4 to 12 there, another 8 to 9 for the Tetons and the Wasatch. And then once this pivot happens and it turns much quieter, 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, 2-4, and so the numbers start to really go down, except for up in the Pacific Northwest. Let me show you a specialty map. So this is all of today through the 4th. Again, the big totals in the central and northern mountains of Colorado are in the north, the northern mountains. So Steamboat, Storm Peak, and you've got Buffalo Pass, Mount Zirkle, up towards Cameron Pass, Longs Peak, 1 to 2 feet up there, maybe more over Buffalo Pass, and then about a foot for I-70, maybe a little bit less in Summit County, but that runs us through 2-4. Let me show you the northeast. So the storm that's finishing up here today, today's a powder day, was really the big one. The numbers you see here are from some leftover snow today, but also 2 or 3 different clippers that are going to run through this area all the way through February 1st. So those generally bring lighter accumulations, and you can see that happening right there. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in here. Always appreciate it. And take care. Have a great day.